I flippin' love hardtails. They're what I started on when I was a nipper, they're what I raced World Cup 4-cross on, and they're what I spent a lot of my time riding cross country on as well. There's something about the humble hardtail that just lures you back in, and that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to share with you some great things that you should know before buying and getting into the hardtail life. If you're looking for fast and efficient riding, then a hardtail could well be the one for you. From everything from XC carbon race thoroughbred bikes, right the way through to this steel-framed bruiser that'll take anything that you can throw at it. Whether you're looking for something for fitness, winter riding, I mean, look at the state of me, or general all-round training, the hardtail is definitely the way to go, I think, because, well, you're not lugging around any extra or unnecessary weight if you don't want it, like suspensions and bearings and linkages and things like that. And also, well, it's solid back there, so all that power that you put out through the cranks is driving you forward. You're not going to bob around as if you were on a full suspension bike, so that's surely got to be another plus and something worth thinking about. A great example of this sort of efficiency and almost hardtails making a comeback, if you like, is this year's cross-country world champs. Now, a lot of riders starting to use dropper posts, which is fine, and full suspension cross-country bikes, which almost seem commonplace nowadays, but actually people like Nino Schurter, Pauline Ferrand-Prévot and Matthias Flukiger all posted amazing results, all on hardtail. So, I mean, you know, there's got to be a bit of science in there somewhere, I'm sure. It's a well-known fact that hardtails are great for learning skills on, especially when you start riding. So it's somewhere I'd strongly recommend you begin with. They're very good for honing in all those little skills and techniques that you're going to use later on in your cycling career. So pick up a hardtail and start there, I would. Things like pumping, jumping and cornering skills are all best learnt in places like this, on a pump track, on a hardtail. They're really going to make you ride nice and smooth. Life's cheaper when it comes to hardtails. Now, not just to maintain, but also to purchase, and actually can be a big swaying point when it comes to thinking about buying your first or your next bike. Whether you need a bike with all that bounce out the back or something a little bit more solid. So not only are hardtail frames cheaper to manufacture and produce, they've got a lot less moving parts, so actually the production process is a lot simpler, but you don't have any extra costs when it comes to that time of the year after winter, when it's starting to look like this and everything's crunching and grinding away. You don't have shocks to pay out to service, bushings, bearings, none of that is going to need replacing. So actually they're just an all-round, much more cost-effective bike for you. You can't beat good old simplicity, and that's exactly what you get from a hardtail. Just unequivocal, unmatched simplicity. Nothing to go wrong, really. And, well, let's start at the front end here. I mean, it looks like a normal bike, and that's because it is. You've got two brakes, you've got your dropper lever, your shifter, your suspension. It's all there. Look at the back end then. There's virtually nothing to go wrong here. It's about as simple as you're gonna get on a mountain bike. There's no bearings or pivots or bushings or anything like that. No moving parts compared to a full suspension bike. We've got our dropper, we've got our 1x setup and a disc brake out back, and that is about all you're gonna need to maintain. There's not even a front mech because front mechs are dead. So yeah, maintenance minimal. Winner. Good old-fashioned, steel is real, clean lines like these are what makes hardtails so great, and another reason why you should think about getting into one. You will smile when you ride a hardtail. That's a cold, hard fact. I can't even stop smiling now just thinking about riding my hardtail. I don't know what it is, but something about them, be it their sort of throwback, their simplicity, they're just amazing fun to ride all the time and will always put a big old smile on your dial. They're like time traveling. I don't mean quite in a Doc Brown kind of way, but pretty close. Do you remember that time, probably when you started mountain biking, when you were a kid and you had that beaten up older hardtail and you thought it was amazing? You did everything on it. I certainly can. I had an old beaten up rally, which I used to shred to within an inch of its life, or at least I like to think so. Well, this is like doing that, but all over again. Rattling down the trail, transforming those tracks into, well, what they used to be when you started riding is what it's all about. And it's sort of bringing back the early days and the ethos of mountain biking, which is another great selling point, I think, of the hardtail, and is well worth knowing if you are going to get one. Like I said, for the first time, or if you've been riding a full sus for the last 20 years, why not go back in time, get a hardtail? They're great fun. There you have it then. There's some fun things to know before you go buying a hardtail. Thank you very much for watching. As always, don't forget, hit the old subscribe button. Happy riding, stay safe, and I'm off to travel back into the past. See ya! I'm not really.